So David, I'm trying to figure out why we're not on LinkedIn, because it worked completely beautifully the first show. But the first show, I remember I manually copied my stream key over, and the subsequent shows, I linked OBS to Restream, so it's supposed to dynamically get the stream key. Okay, so that means Thursday show, whatever the heck we do that show, I'm going to do the manual copy over and see if LinkedIn works. But anyways, I'm sharing this with everyone. We got ourselves up on the screen a dashboard from Restream, and I thought it was real time, but for some reason today it's saying it isn't, and it isn't showing bit rates anywhere except it's showing it in it's confusing because honestly they graph some bit rates and then they don't say anything down here. Maybe something's not fully working over there. Maybe that's what it is. Anyways, I'm catching this on camera. That way I can show the Restream guys this and say, hey, why isn't my LinkedIn video running? Interesting. It actually shows it's sending data. It has a bit rate. But anyways, cool. That's probably enough of stream the back room of the streaming service stuff. I'm going to put into chat and into here that, actually I'm saying here like people can see this. I'm going to quickly chat out our links to the coding dojo. See how fast I really am. 100 doors. That's it. No. Wow. David's been busy in here.
No?
Oh no, I think you shared your note back to me. This isn't my note. This is probably your note. That's interesting.
I haven't done anything since.
I've got this giant note about doors, 100 doors. Am I not sharing it? There. And it's got the dojo key. Let me copy that over and put it into the chat so people can find us and join our dojo if they care to. So folks, I'm typing in the dojo key. You use that at http cyber-dojo.org.
That was on screen just then was my my notes.
Yeah.
File.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Is that?
Yeah. I have typed a lot in there because I worked out the problem. Malibu and I went for a walk, and he was very instrumental in me figuring out. It dawned on me that this was a factorial problem, a factoring problem.
Yeah, I know. I loved your explanation. It made sense to me after you told me that. Oh, that makes sense. That would be the smart way to do this.
Yeah.
What am I doing here? Oh yeah. So one last link I'm adding is the studio audience to the Zoom call, so you can join the studio audience and you can communicate with us a little bit bi-directionally rather than through chat. Studio audience, join here. All right, there. Okay, cool. So David, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh yeah. Well, so my epiphany.
I'll share your screen. That way you can
happened.
Hand wave easier. I mean, I'll go to your share if that makes sense.
Well, it's here. I'll pull up. See if I can find that doors problem. So I had an epiphany, and Malibu verified it for me that what we were really doing
Who's Malibu?
was Malibu.
That's what I thought. Okay, it's like
yeah. He's the brains of the operation. So he and I worked out that what we were really doing by opening and closing doors was trying to figure out how many factors a particular number had. So if we take the number 5, for example, door number 5, then every time we're opening and closing, what we're doing is the pattern that they set up, which is to go to every door and then go to every other door and then go to every third door and then every fourth door and every fifth door. What you're doing is calculating how many, the number of factors a particular number has. And if that number happens to be even, you will open and then close it. And so it'll be closed at the end. And if it happens to be odd, you'll open, close it, and open it. And it'll be open at the end. And so what you're really doing is figuring out how many factors there are for a number, and then whether it's odd or even depends on whether it's open or closed. And when you start to go look at the number of factors from 1 to 100, most numbers have an even number of factors. And there are only 10 odd factorizations of the numbers from 1 to 100.
Wow. Okay, there we are. David's called it.
There's the math.
10
now,
doors
let's see if we can write a program.
are odd, so that means 10 doors are not open. I mean, not closed. There are 10 doors are open. Okay. Nice. No, I think that's cool. Let's find out. So shall we coding dojo this baby and see if you're right? Because my guess was, which wasn't as, how do I say this? My level of math was more like much lower than David's. I didn't have, what's the dog's name again? I didn't have Malibu helping me. That's my excuse. Yeah. So I just went with I'm going to model it with a very small number and cross my fingers and hope that somehow extrapolates, which I know isn't always work. So, but what the hell? That's what I had. So I got 50%. So 50 doors open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So David's got a hypothesis. You want to type your hypothesis down there?
Oh, I didn't type it in here. Okay.
David Malibu winning formula. All right, cool. I think you're right, though. I like your explanation. I don't know how you computed it, but that's a different problem. but your reasoning sounds right.
Yeah, computing was basically difficult. I had to find a factorization list, and then I just counted factors.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't solve our problem. I just counted factors in a factorization list.
Cool.
So yeah. All right. So where did we leave off?
You might want to hit test if you want to say that.
Oh, I have to save it by hitting
Run
test.
a test to save it. Yeah.
Okay. The README file. Yeah. Okay. Maybe that saves it. All right.
Yeah, because versioning is connected to save running test. So where did we leave off? I don't know. Okay. All right, door number 2 status, toggle twice, to array. What are we getting an array of? Oh, we got a collection assert r equal. Wow, I don't remember writing this. Collection assert r equal, enumerable repeat, false. Wow, where'd that code come from?
We had Scott. I think it was Scott with us, and he had some C# knowledge, and he brought our knowledge level up a bar too. So that's where we got the collection assert stuff from. And then we were writing traverse. And I think we got traverse, let's see, build hallway of number of doors was a private function, not a test. So,
okay, so this traversed and it made all the doors open. And that's what that test checked. So, and it worked. Wow. I wonder if we're almost done. I don't know. What's the next test we have to write then?
We've got passing tests, so I think we need to write a second traverse where it goes through the hallway a second
Nice.
time.
Let's do it.
So let's do that. I'm going to avert your eyes, Lance.
This is the police. Pull over. Step away from the keyboard. Sorry, son. Let me see your license, your developer license right now. Because I don't think that's worth the paper it was printed on, son.
I'm going to call traverse a second time, and then I think what I'm going to expect is that on the second time we don't get all doors open. So the simplest thing that might actually pass would be collection assert. Is there a not equal?
Probably. Have to fix, yeah. Are not equal, probably. I'm gonna have to look it up, obviously, because we don't have a IntelliSense here. Let me see here. Oops, I can't do that because I will I will be taking the audience with me.
So toArray takes our hallway and passes it back to us in the form of an array, and then we're going to compare it to the open doors, and we're going to hope that not equals is a function. Having never run this before.
You gotta, okay, so there's you might not want both of those asserts in there. You probably want to take one of those out, and then.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah. I had to have one to copy from because.
And you typed it by hand too. You get the little scare. You got scared of the police.
Well, I heard the sirens in the background.
But assert needs to be spelled right. So ASS. Yeah.
What? Oh, man.
You gotta get on John Jager and tell him that we want to IntelliSense. Get an R in there.
One ASSERT.
Sweet. Let's go with this baby.
Okay, let's try that.
So it might be R not equal, or it may not exist at all. Because last time was R equal, so change it to R not equal. He laughs.
Really?
But it was R, so it seems logical to me. Whether it's really there or not, that's a whole different matter.
Yeah. Okay. It's
Son
there.
of a gun.
And it
The
passed.
logical world. The world is just that much more logical today. Wow. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't actually expect my test to pass, but there you have it. We've written some funky good code. We've got a traverse that
You're trying to fix it through code inspection, David. We need to write more tests. Don't worry about that. That stuff's golden until a test tells us.
Okay.
Let's change it to an
don't
R.
Worry about that.
Let's add a second assert and put a R equal, and let's build a hallway of closed doors.
Oh, down here?
Yeah. I think we should pass a... Okay. So you have a passing test. So I propose we refactor build hallway of doors to take a Boolean, and Boolean will establish open or closed, and then we can have a parameter.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, right there.
Okay, how do you write this inside?
I think it's lowercase b. Bool, because it's a type, not a class.
Bool, open.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that. And then,
well, what is it? What is that? Is that what would you call that? Open, or what does that parameter mean?
State. That's door, ajar.
Okay. Yeah, and then true means it's a jar. But I think you might want to put a door in there. I think it should say door, ajar. I think you need that noun in there too. And then we can
Like
tell our
that?
door is ajar jokes.
Okay.
I don't know if you need an if. Don't you just
Alright.
change that true to the Boolean you just slapped in there and you're done.
Change
So that
what?
line 78 has a true statement. Just
Oh.
put in your door ajar there. Wow, I'm starting to hear that Ford. But you ever heard the Ford trucks, the sound they make when the door's ajar? Do 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 do
Ding,
do
ding,
do
ding. No.
do do do. The chimes.
Okay, so I'm catching on. So now,
Let's see if it.
so that's going to be all of them closed, and they're only all closed at the very first, before we've ever run traverse. So that's way up here at
Well,
door status.
okay.
Yeah?
So let's finish the refactoring.
Mm.
We have to put that parameter now in the places that it called it, and then just run the test, and then we should see it all still pass. So whenever it says build Holloway of open doors, we have to opinionate whether it's true or false. I know,
Opinionate.
getting all fancy.
That's a good word. Okay.
I don't know if it's a good
So,
word, but it sounds cool.
Okay, so I have to pass
Could be a real
in
one.
here a true. And here we wanted to pass in
False, and then R equal.
We don't want false because it'll be all
Yeah.
false, and that's not. And that's. But you're saying now run the test.
So
and
R
see if
not equal isn't
they
quite
work?
right. You want to have R equal. On line 69, it's still, we need to change that logic to R equal again. I know you love the R not equal, but now we have to go back to R equal. No, the test in theory could
Okay.
pass.
I think it'll fail.
Really? We should,
I see what. Yeah, because one door is going to be open, but not all of them.
Damn
oh
it.
no!
PayPal me right
Oh,
now.
no.
$100. This is $100 day. Yeah.
Is it? Oh man. Oh. Okay, so that passed. Explain that to me.
Well,
here,
you
Lance.
traversed it. So the doors start out closed, and you traversed once, it made them all open. You traversed again, and it made them all closed again.
Oh, it didn't do what the program says to do, which is to go to the
No.
second on the second traverse, go to the second door and the second door and the second
We
door.
haven't written that code. So that's true. You made a good point.
We
That's
haven't-
probably the next test we should write is we need to have traverse. We need to tell traverse which doors. It can't just be flipping them all.
Yeah, because right now what it's doing is shutting all and opening all, shutting all and opening all.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. Wow. These computers, they just don't understand. Just go read the wiki about the traverse
Ooh,
function and
That'd
do
be
it
cool. You
right.
could type in the URL of the of a wiki page and it makes programs based on it. Oh wow, that's next level, David. I don't know if we can do that today.
Let's don't do it today. So,
Oh, and I have to warn you, I probably have to leave
we need
10 to 15 minutes early today. Got to run off to a childhood doctor's appointment.
we need to make traverse twice somehow. It's passing right now, but it's incorrect function.
No, it's not.
So
Why is it incorrect?
we need because on the second pass of traverse,
It flips.
the second door, the fourth door, the sixth door should all be open.
Okay, I think, okay, let's have a discussion. So don't you think we should pass a parameter to traverse to tell it, like default behavior is to flip all the doors, and then if we pass a parameter, it like flips that count of doors.
It goes by
Yeah.
that count.
Or
Okay, so
are you
it needs a
proposing that we put all that
parameter
smartness in traverse? And I would say that one will be harder to unit test. So we probably shouldn't do that because if it implicitly like has to have static variable in there to like think, oh, you called me once, second time you call me, I'm going to double the.
Okay.
I think we should have a function that does
So-
that, but I think we need a separate function if we're going to do that. Yeah. So just put
Okay.
Well, so David, a question. So shouldn't traverse without an argument, should that be the default behavior? Then if you do pass an argument, it cares to look at your argument and then change just
Yeah.
those doors.
Okay. Okay.
So
So
should you add a new test for that new functionality rather than change this one?
should I add a new test?
Because right now you have a perfectly
I
good,
would-
hey, we're gonna work with the default behavior of traverse
Okay.
test.
Oh, I see what you're saying. And so you're saying add a test that requires that new behavior. So, okay, this is going to be traverse with count of 2.
Sure.
Is that all right? And then I'm going to pass in an int called
You just
count.
need to, you know, so you're actually making a call. So here, just put in the 2. And then
thank
you can
you.
delete the second line because I don't think you care about that now. But I don't think you want to traverse twice. And then
Yeah.
And then
You're
the next
right.
one is we got to
Traverse with a count of
the
2.
next one is we got to figure out how to test
How
it.
to test that baby. I think we go build a hallway of open doors, and then do we want our door ajar, our open doors function to take up
Another parameter.
a thing and do
Maybe.
similar?
Why not?
Or
Sure.
do we,
What the heck? I'm with you. I'd say let's do that. That sounds not too bad. So now I have a question for you, David. Do you want to have an old API that just takes a Boolean and we add a second overload that takes a Boolean and an integer? Or do you want it always to take a Boolean and always to take an integer?
oh my gosh, you're giving me too many
I said override, but I
choices.
meant overload. So function overloading is
Yeah,
what we're
I-
talking about. So right now you have
Yeah,
only
I
one.
want function
Right now you
overload.
only have build hallway of open doors that takes a Boolean. Now you can declare another function that takes a Boolean and an integer, and then you have your overload for when you care about skipping so many doors.
So you're suggesting build another
Yeah.
function, and this one is going to take an
Yeah.
int called count.
Okay, let's do something better than count. What can we call this? So let's see, we're looking at this API, build hallway of open doors. We're going to pick true, false if that's a jar. And then, is it like skip
This is called
or step? All right.
Yeah.
Is skip stronger than step?
Skip 2 would mean to skip 2 places. Step by 2 would mean something
Okay.
different. I think step by is the right English for
Okay.
it. Now, how to actually do that, I don't know, and we don't have anything that's really testing this.
Well, no,
do
this
we?
is our test code right now. So I think you just want to build a for loop. Well, it could be a while. It's always going to go to
Okay.
100. So it's really a do while. So if you type do, yeah, there you go, and put a curly brace, and then put another curly, yeah, there you go. So now, yeah, we're going to create some integers, a counter, or something. Door number, is that what we used last time?
I think we used not. Is that how a do
Yeah,
while is
you
written
got it.
in C sharp?
Less than or equal
Okay,
to.
I'm
Except
just
in this
kinda
case, you
guessing
actually
here, but-
want. You only really want less than. Because you start at
don't?
0, and because you start with 0, it'll 0 to 99 will be 100. Does that make sense? But 0 to 100 will be
Oh.
101.
So do I need the knob equals 0, or does that
Semicolon.
go somewhere else?
Otherwise, you're good. No, you did it right.
Oh my goodness, the semicolon
Yeah, I know.
stuff.
I feel like
Okay, so then we want to go through our list of doors. What the heck is that thing called? We can't do that. We have to call into our function to do that, don't we?
let's see what happens here.
Requesting, I'll approve that.
I feel like I wasn't sure this worked. I feel like we've been down this. Oh wow, I got it. Okay, cool. There, you got your IntelliSense back up. Okay, so what was the next? You were asking yourself something.
What I've got to tell my system under
Yeah.
test to do something. And so I'm not worrying about the off by 1 stuff right now, but if you are, you can fix it if you can do the mental gymnastics in your head.
No, I think you're ready to. We have to make an array. So enumerable repeat created the array for us. We have to declare our array, and we know how big the array is. So just make
yeah.
an array of Boolean that's of the appropriate size. Yep.
Yeah. So equals.
Oh, okay. So it's
gosh,
yeah, that's all. Int hallway Boolean. I'm sorry, Boolean hallway. Oh, I think it's Boolean, and then the brackets. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to go look at that syntax.
Bracket, yeah, for array. Okay, is equal to
New Boolean. No, don't use it. So enumerable. We're not even going to use enumerable now. It's not going to help us.
All right. Do you want an empty hallway?
Yes, except you got to go new. You got to new it up. So new Boolean, and then 100 in the brackets. Yeah, you got it. Wow, you figured out what I meant. That's pretty good. I was gonna say, like, I did not.
You spoke
Clear enough,
appropriate programmer to me, and I turned on the TARDIS turned on the recognition.
I think that would be the right syntax. Cool. Okay, and then the do loop. Yeah. So each
And
time we have to
so
set the.
We need a stepper in here. How do you do?
So right now knobs equal to 0. So hallway. No, you don't need to write that. I'm sorry, I didn't. So on line 92, right, hallway, and then put knob as a sub. What is the word here, man?
Property.
It's not a property. I use the square brackets.
Of that.
There you go, and then put knob in the square brackets.
Oh.
Equals.
Okay. Equals.
Now you can call it
True
right.
or false,
We have to have an
depending
algorithm
on.
there
Yeah.
based on the step.
So, where do you put your stepping algorithm? Is it down here in the while?
Yeah, no, you put it after the hallway. After hallway knob equal true, semicolon, you want to put your increment the knob.
Oh, you're doing it by hand?
Yeah. I don't think there's any other
Oh,
way to do
no.
that. You can do a plus plus.
This language has got to have a. This
go
language
plus
has
plus.
got to have a.
This language is from 2000, dude. It's not that fancy. Yeah.
Really? Plus plus increments by
Yeah.
1.
Semicolon.
Okay. Okay. Semicolons. Don't forget
Yeah,
your
it's the year
colon.
2000 or 1999 if you want to be super.
1999. Got to remember
Don't know if it
your
was
colon.
actually released in 1999. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
All right, so that goes through the loop one at a time, and it's going to set the knob to true, which will make all the doors open,
But we can't have less than or equal. It's just less.
but it doesn't do it by steps.
Yep. So in this, remember this part here. Remember the trinary operator. How's that going to work? So let me think. So if we do step by 2, and if it's divisible by 2, it could decide that whether it should do true or false. If it's divisible by 3, if the step by 3, then it could, if there's a remainder, it will be false. If it's not a remainder, it's true.
Yeah, so instead of doing that, what happens if instead of doing plus plus, we do equals knob plus step by?
But the array hasn't been initialized to false. Is that what you're assuming? Otherwise, that might work. Okay, but we have to initialize the array to false then. So you have to.
Yeah, and so we can do that up here with one of these
nice.
things.
That's a good idea. Solve that problem.
I guess because here, enumerable
That's
door jar, we want false.
sweet.
100. Okay, and that should give us a hallway of closed to start with, and then we're going to loop through step by and set. We're setting on the first thing. We probably want to increment first.
I think so. Let me think. If somebody passes in a 1, that means. What does step by 1 mean, David?
Step by 1 means go every door.
So we can't do 0 plus 1. We'll miss the knob. So I think it's got to be after.
Yeah.
But if it's a 2,
really,
you want to skip the first one. Now I think we need conditional logic, dude. I don't think there's any way around it.
Oh man. Oh, that's.
You can need an if in there.
That's freakish. No, we need to set knob to step by.
Okay. So now if I pass in a 5, it starts at 5. Or if I pass in a 0, it starts at 0. So you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to decide something here. If you're saying we're stepping by 1, then the starting point is actually 0. So you need to have knob equals step by minus 1. And that makes sense, because if the step by is 2, you actually start at position 1. You don't start at position 2.
Can we just throw away?
Don't do it. We played this
0?
game before with Swift. It didn't work. I mean, it can work, honestly, but it's not. I don't think it's worth the trouble.
Oh, man. Okay, so I've got. Oh, look at that. You took control. All right. Take control.
All right, cool. Step by minus 1.
All right.
So let me just run it in our head. So if we pass in 1, this will mean to set it to 0, and it works the right way. If we pass in 5, it'll start at position 4, which is the right way as well. So, and then when it gets to 100, it'll do 99, which is the right way as well. So I think it's all good.
Okay. All right. You're swearing by this.
Oh, well then we're gonna have to predict and bet on this one.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've got a test up here that.
Okay.
Does not.
We're not using it yet.
Pass in
the return needs to be different too. This return, we need to get rid of that.
Oh yeah. Ooh, that would have cost us dearly. Yeah. Are you fixing
go ahead.
it? Oh, I think. Oh, don't do that.
I think they could drag and drop in there.
I just did. I think what we want to do is return hallway. Dot to array.
Hallway's already an array, so you're done. Just return the hallway.
Okay.
Boom.
With a semicolon.
So
All right.
now we should use it in our test and see what happens.
So I think we were going to try and use it up here where we.
So we expect it
we're
to
going
be
to pass
like
in
that.
a 2.
All right. Now we're in a weird situation here where we wrote a lot of code in our test, and we're not really sure our test code works, but let's run it and see what happens, and then we'll figure out what to do then.
All right, running, failing,
Unexpected
return
return.
expected semicolons.
Line 97 and 98. Well, I guess, does while need a
97
semicolon at
in
the end?
here?
No. Really? I don't think so. I don't think that 95 is right.
Oh, it doesn't need one there.
I don't think 95 is right, but it might need one after the parenthesis. I don't remember ever doing that, though. That doesn't feel right to me.
After the
I know, it
print?
seems weird. I don't think that's right either, but let's try it. I don't think it should need any semicolon.
It's one argument. Oh, traverse takes one argument, and we gave it two.
Oh, we graduated. How come we didn't
We
know?
graduated to needing to
we didn't do that.
change traverse. What is it that traverse was supposed to take?
Step by. Lowercase.
And
Don't
then,
need anything more right now. We're just trying to get the code compile so we can run our test. We don't
Okay.
expect this to pass, but we're gonna have to like. David, we may use a print F just to see if our array is correct.
Traverse takes 0 arguments.
Oh, because we have all the other
I thought
users
we
of
just gave
Traverse.
it an argument.
So, I know the best way around that. Go back to the code. So there's a benefit in languages that have default parameters, is you can put step by equals 0
Oh.
right there, right where line 13 is.
Oh,
Yeah.
right here equals 0. A default, if it's not given,
Yeah.
will
Oh,
be
except
0.
it should be 1. I want to be
One?
consistent to what we said
Oh,
in our
step
other
by one.
conversations. So yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Okay. So init defaults
Let's
to
see if
1.
that works. It's been a long time since we used this language, so this should work. Dun, 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 dun. Sweet, it ran the test and it failed. All right, and it says,
It failed. Where do you see failed? Oh, one
and
failed.
we expected
yeah.
that.
It should be red.
Well, it's
That should
it's
be.
using command line
Yeah.
tools.
Okay.
So so David, one thing we still don't know is if all that functionality we wrote at the build hallway of open doors is correct. So how do we want to confirm that's correct? We're talking about testing the test a little bit here.
I was trying to figure out which test failed.
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm not
If you
getting it.
hover over the ball,
Uh-huh.
oops, you know what? I thought I had a way and I can't remember what it was now.
Okay, I clicked on the ball and I expected it to take me to something
You
that
gotta go back
told
to
me
resume.
resume.
And then
Okay.
you want to run the test again to find out, or
Oh, okay, I'll do that. I don't think it tells me which test.
it
I
does,
think it just.
but it takes a little bit of like, it'll even tell you what line, right? You care about what line failed. So if you I
Yeah.
think if you hover over the red ball now, it doesn't say anything helpful. How did I? There was a way, and I'm sorry I don't remember. If you click on the red ball, what does it do?
Takes me back into that
Huh.
code.
I don't know why. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't remember. I figured out last show something, but
Okay.
okay. Now line 12. There it is. Failed hallway test traverse without count of blah, and then expected and actual. So line 13 it says expected and actual are both booleans of size 100, and then line 14 says values differ at the first position. Expected false but was true, 15 and 16.
Okay, so traverse with count of 2 is the test. And that's the one, and we set this to traverse by 2, and we expected a false. We expected everything false?
No, it just says it just stopped on the first element. So element 0 was incorrect. it said element 0 was a mismatch. I don't remember which was what now. All right, so my question is this. How do we know if the code we wrote on line 86 is correct?
We don't know that. We don't have any tests to prove that.
So I wonder if we could visually inspect it. I'm just saying something crazy here, David. I wonder if we should put a print statement there just to see if it visually, because we can visually tell if it's working, right? And that would give us, that would give me the trust that it's working. Otherwise, we have to write an automated test for our automated test code, and that's more than we need to do. I think we just need to print it out once. If you print it out in there, though, it's going to get called more than once, won't it? Oh, maybe not. All right. Anyways.
If I print it out there, won't I get some sort of output of hallway?
How do we do printouts? Maybe that's the right way. It's probably like C. Yeah, that looks plausible. Let's see what it does. And unexpected symbol. Oh, we need a semicolon after your print. See how I figured that out before you even got to the code?
The simplest thing. Yeah.
That's just from using the language a long time in the past. All right, print. So what is it? Is it system dot? All right, we got to look this up now.
System
I don't know.
error.
Do you want to do Google, or shall I? If I do a Google, no matter what, everybody's gonna see it, but you can't see it, so you probably should do the Google. Just figure out how to do a print statement in C# because I don't remember. Okay. I don't care about Chrome. Window, what is all that? I think our world is simpler than this, though. I don't think... It's like we're looking for the thing that's like system.out, and I don't know what it is in C#.
Oh, I see.
See, can you get rid of the Google / up there in that search? Because it isn't related to that. And then just hit enter. There we are. Yes, that's right. This is basics. Console.WriteLine. Oh, right. That's right. Okay.
Well, I would have never guessed that. What was the matter with the word print?
Well, in a more complicated world, it's like there's like different areas. Like you could go to print to a window, you could print to the console, which is what we want. And WriteLine, that's like they didn't follow the C for some reason way. This is like from Pascal, I think.
Is that going to write out the
We won't
object,
know. What happened?
or just tell me that I have
I
an
don't know.
object?
Just run it and see what happens. I'm hoping I can be lazy and it'll do the whole schlemiel.
Main console
Okay,
doesn't
so now we
exist.
need an import statement of some kind. All right, go back to that code. It's using system.
Using system. I've got to actually tell it to use the system. Seems like the system should be there by, just kind of...
Java's the same way, right? Or no, you just...
Java's stupid too,
Yeah, well, they're from the
buddy.
same era. They can't...
God, I'm in the 21st century
Don't-
here.
Wait a minute, 21st. What year did that start? That's complicated.
2000.
Okay.
Now, I didn't mean, but that's
That's
the
true.
way we
Java
count.
started in
In the real world.
1995, man. And
No, in the real world, we start counting with 1.
no way. Now you're just creating trouble. All right. Did we get a print
Yeah.
anywhere in there? I'm gonna have to run, by the way.
I don't see any.
Okay. Hey, David, I have to go take somebody to a doctor's appointment. It's now 10:02. So
Oh, here's our print statement
Yeah,
at line
we have
10,
to,
I
like,
believe.
properly print it out that way. Okay. So, hey, I gotta go. Do you want to code for a while? I could leave my...
No, you're going to have to shut down the OBS system and everything.
I could leave it running, but, I don't know what. It'll be...
No, I'll code with you. I'll
Thursday.
I'll figure
We'll
out.
talk
I'll
Thursday
do
then.
some more Googling.
Here's my
Thursday.
Y.
Thursday, we're out.